Good evening.
Hi, Giovanna. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Okay. Well, Chukila isn't with us tonight, so I'm going to try to fill her capable shoes, or at least do a passing semblance of that. So before we get started with our review, let's just take a moment and set our motivation that we're fulfilling Geshe's wishes to continue to review this very important practice by learning it, practicing it, really integrating it into our minds. We are creating the causes to actually achieve calm abiding, and by doing so, getting way, way, way closer to realizing emptiness. And the whole reason to do that is so we can come back and or stick around and help all of us get the heck out of samsara. So with that goal in mind, let's begin. Hi, Julie. So I'm going to start tonight with, oops, I don't want to do that, with, I'm going to share the screen of the Kama Biting Tanka. And we'll see if we can use that as our tool to, are you all seeing the Kama Biting Tanka?
Yes, I see.
Okay. All right, it just went to a different place on my computer, so I got confused. All right, so let's start at the beginning of the path in the Tanka. And this is when we are at stage 1. So what do we see in stage 1? Still a lot of monkey mind.
We feel like we're having more thoughts because we're focusing on our minds and seeing all the activity that's going on.
Yeah. And then the elephant being completely dark. The elephant is the mind. So we have not made any progress yet. We're just getting started. Julie, do you have anything, do you recall from the Tanka that this stage represents? Oh, I think we lost Julie.
So,
oh, she's here.
I'm here.
Okay, so then as we round the corner here, starting to get a little bit cleaner. So we're getting into stage 2. And what's stage 2 called?
Continual placement.
Yeah. So
we're beginning to get a taste of the meditative experience.
Yeah. And our thoughts take a little bit of a rest.
Mm-hmm. But still, our mind wanders more than it's focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we can't see that little white top of the head of our elephant mind, how do we, this is a very convoluted question. How do we know that we've made it to stage 2?
If we can stay focused, retain the object of meditation for the length of time it says it takes to do a mala of money mantras.
All right.
And not lose it, not lose it.
Okay.
And the little monkey heads turning white.
Oh, that's right. Little
Yeah.
monkey. Then, okay, so let's come around the bend. And now the whole elephant's head is white, the whole monkey's head is white, and it looks like there's a little bunny rabbit with a white head too. So we're in stage 3. What happens in stage 3? What is it called?
Patchy placement.
Mm-hmm. And what's the power in stage 3?
The power of mindfulness.
Yes. And what is the new experience in this stage?
Stage 3.
Feel like your conceptual thoughts are exhausted.
Yes. Yes.
And the rabbit is subtle sinking mind.
Ah,
Oh. Good. Whoops. There. A little subtle sinking mind is starting to get a little more controlled. And so the engagement in this stage is?
interrupted focus.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on from stage 3 to stage 4, which we call?
Post placement.
Yes, very good. And what's the power in stage 4?
Power is
Mindfulness.
Yeah. Yeah.
powerful. Mindfulness is complete.
Ah.
I was just looking at the monk's tether to the elephant because now he has hold of the elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All
he's
right.
completed that.
Okay. Is there anything else going on in stage 4?
Well, we still have excitement and sinking mind. All
Yeah.
that's still going on.
Okay. But we're making progress, and we get around the corner.
Oh, and also there's no more hook.
Oh.
Yeah. So
So the mind is in better control as we go along. All right, so let's get into the next stage, stage 5, which is called,
Subdued.
subdued.
placement. Yeah.
And the monk is he's still holding out that little sharp instrument. But
But he's in front of the elephants. No.
yeah, that's right. And so what is the power in subdued placement?
Introspection.
Yep. And what engagement do we have?
It's still interrupted.
Yeah.
The monkey is behind the elephant because subtle sinking mind is more of a problem.
Because gross thinking and excited mind are no longer a problem, but the subtle ones remain.
All right.
That's why the monkey is behind the elephant.
Okay, because he's less dominant than he used to be, huh? All right.
And it looks like the rabbit's gone. Where'd the rabbit go?
Well, we're still here, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But let's go over here where the rabbit is gone.
Yeah.
And that is the 6th stage, which is called?
Pacify.
Yeah. And what's the power?
Introspection.
Yes. And what's the engagement?
It's interrupted.
Interrupted focus. Interrupted.
So the power of introspection is complete.
All right.
So there's no more rabbit,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
the rabbit is gone. So no more,
subtle sinking mind.
no more subtle sinking mind. Okay. Now we move on. We're at stage 7 here. Look at the little monkey is all white, except maybe he's got little brown feet, little black feet.
Toes.
Okay, so what do we have in stage 7? What is that called?
Complete pacification.
Yep.
Pacification.
There's no more rope.
And the power is,
It's joyful effort.
Yeah.
sorry,
Joyful effort.
joyful effort. And do we still have an interrupted focus as our engagement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. All right. And okay, so that's the 7th stage. Let's move
The
on.
elephant is in the front because he does not need
He does not need
to be guided.
to be guided. Oh yeah. All right.
But his little tail is still black.
Yeah, poor little guy.
He still has to have some vigilance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's missing when we get to stage 8 here?
Mr. Monkey.
Mr. Monkey. He's gone. So what do we call that stage?
Single pointed.
Becoming single pointed, yeah. And what's our power?
Joyful.
Right. And what's our engagement?
Interrupted.
Uninterrupted.
Uninterrupted. All right.
Yes. There is no more monkey.
No more monkey.
Mhm.
All right.
No more wandering mind.
No more wandering mind. Isn't that nice? So what's the greatest effort in this stage?
Well, you don't have to exert much effort to meditate.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's why the elephant is white.
Yeah. So now we go on to stage 9, which is called
Stabilization.
meditative stabilization, right? And what's the power?
Familiarization.
Okay. And what's the engagement?
Effort. No effort.
Effortless engagement. Great.
Yes.
Well, you guys are a bunch of geniuses.
No.
All right. Well, we went through our list with a little visual aid tonight.
That was fun. Thanks, Donna.
Sure.
I enjoyed that.
That was a little more fun than just going through my little grid. So thank you all for joining in. And Geshe should be here anytime the next minute or two. So I think we can just kind of stabilize our minds and wait for him to
If
come.
you're looking to review this, it was on the October 28th class that the Geshe discussed the Tanka.
I see someone. Hello, Vinmutendran.
Karen and David.
Yeah.
What a great house guest.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had that muted.
And he can't spell my name. So good to see you.
Wonderful to see you.
I did. What did I do wrong here?
See you a little later.
I'm blind. I can just see that.
You're not muted now.
Geshe Gelek is here.
Oh yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Geshe.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. So let's start with the prayer.
We will start with praise to Shakyamuni Buddha,
Oh yeah.
Guru, Teacher, Bhagavan Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, knowledge and good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of beings to be subdued, teacher of gods and humans, to you, Buddha, words come for Shakyamuni, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Guru, Teacher, Bhagavan Tathagata, Arhat, perfect in knowledge and good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of beings to be subdued, teacher of gods and humans, words come for Shakyamuni, prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Guru, Teacher, Bhagavan Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, perfect in knowledge and good Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of beings to be subdued, teacher of gods and humans, to you, Buddha Bhagavan Muni, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. The supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then, with pure bodies formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes, and winner of the best, Savior, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, you I prostrate. Just free like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. Savior having great compassion, the teacher having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the one gone to prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one reality to the dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realization, devoted to the moral precepts, to you the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Do not commit any unwholesome actions. Engage in perfect, wholesome actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a defective view, a butter lamp flame, an illusion, a dewdrop, a water bubble, a dream, lightning, a cloud. See all causative phenomena like this. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. So should we do the Heart Suture, or should we just do the lion face dakini?
Last week we did just mantra.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so maybe Alhamdulillah, no need to say, sir. No need to say. Maybe do the mantra.
Oh,
Mantra.
it's the mantra.
The 4 line.
This one, prayer to the lion-faced Dakini. From the Holy Supreme Realm of Ketchera, you who possess powers of clairvoyance and magical emanation, look after practitioners without distraction as you would a child. To the host Dakinis of the three abodes, I prostrate.
Shandara Samaraya Eata Gade Gade Para Gade Parasam Gade Bode So Papa Josun
Noble three rare sublime ones, possessing the power of truth, may hindrances be averted. May they be eliminated. May they be pacified. May all enemies and negative forces of the Dharma be completely pacified. Shantim Kurusoha. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May conditions to Dharma. May all excellences be in accord with the Dharma, and may there be auspiciousness and happiness here right now. From the heart of the Savior of the 100 deities, from the peak of a cloud resembling a clump of extremely white fresh curd, King of Dharma, Lishan Losangdrapa, please come here together with your sons. In the sky before me on a lion throne, lotus and moon, my perfect pure Guru smiles with delight. Field of merit for my mind of faith, please abide for 100 eons to spread the teachings. Your holy mind has the intelligence to extent of objects to be known. Your holy speech, with its excellent explanations, is an ear ornament for those of good fortune. Your holy body is radiantly beautiful with glory, renown. To you who are meaningful to see, hear, and remember, I prostrate. Pleasing drinking water bears flowers, fragrant incenses, lights, scented waters, and so forth. Oceans of cloud actually arranged and mentally emanated. I offer to you the supreme field of merit. On virtue of body, speech, and mind, especially those opposite to the three vows that I have collected from beginningless time, everyone with fervent regret from my heart. You strove for much learning and practice in this degenerate, made your freedoms and richnesses meaningful by abandoning the eightly worldly concerns. Savior, who we sincerely rejoice in your extensive deeds. Perfect, pure, holy gurus from the billing clouds of wisdom and compassion in the sky of the Dharmakaya, please let fall a rain of profound and extensive dharma upon the receptacle of those to be subdued exactly as they need. May the Vajra body of Tsongkhapa, created from the purity of clear light, free of the rising and setting of psychic existence, be visible to the ordinary viewer only in its unsubtle physical form, stay on unchanging without waning until samsara ends. May whatever virtue I have collected benefit the teachings and all transmigrator beings, and in particular may it cause the essence of perfect pure Losangdrapa's teachings to shine forever. This section will say 3 times. Vajradhara, Lord of sages, source of all realizations. Ara, great treasure of non-objectifying compassion. Manjushri, master of stainless wisdom. Lord of secrets, destroyer of the entire host of Maras. Ornament of the sages of the land of snow. To you, Guru Buddha, embodying the three refuges, I make requests.
My
My doors, please bless me and others to be ripened and liberated. Please bestow the supreme and common realizations. Ashadara, Lord of Sages, source of all realizations. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-objectifying compassion. Manjushri, master, Lord of secrets, destroyer of the entire host of Maras. Drapa, crown, ornament of the sages of the land of snow. To you, Guru Buddha, embodying the three refuges, I may request respectfully with my three doors, please bless me and others to be ripened and liberated. Please bestow the supreme and common realizations. Vrajadora, Lord of Sages, source of all realizations. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-objectifying compassion. Manjushri, master of stainless wisdom. Lord of secrets, destroyer over the entire host of Maras. Losangdrapa, crown ornament of the sages of the land of snow. To Guru Buddha, embodying the three refuges, I make requests respectively with my three doors. Please bless me and others to be ripened and liberated. Please bestow the supreme and common realizations. So we'll say this 3 times. Magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide on the lotus seat.
Just say one time. Just say one time.
Guide me with your great kindness and grant realizations of your holy body, speech, and mind. Magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide on the lotus seat at my heart and grant me the supreme and common realizations. Magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide on the guide me with your great kindness and remain steadfast until I attain the essence of enlightenment. By the force of the victorious one Lama Tsongkhapa, acting as our director in all our lives, may we never turn aside even for a second from the pure path highly admired by the victorious ones.
Short mandala, short.
Short mandala. This ground anuded with perfume strewn with flowers, Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as the Buddha field and offer it. Living beings enjoy this pure land. O holy and perfect pure Lama from the clouds of compassion that form in the skies of your Dharmakaya wisdom, please release a rain of vast and profound dharma, precisely in accordance with the needs of those to be trained. Idam Guru Rata Mandalakam Niryatayami.
Sanje Chodan Soje Chonamla Chanchu Pambo Bagi Chushin Sonamje Dola Penje Sanje Sanje Chodan Soje Chonamla Chanchu Pambo Dagi Chushin Sonamje Dola Penje Sanje Sanje Chodan Soje Chonamla Chanchu Pambo Dagi Chushin Sonamje Dola Penje Sanje Tata Lamrim Medaji Omboda Jajela to Chula Sanje Sondo Jujoba. The Tasha Tambeshi region and the Namahaya Luna the Wagon and Jezaba Tamje Kedo, Dagi Chut and Kange to Zenias on the Tawa Tamja Pombeja Tambechin and Tenzama Kodam. Oh, yeah. Good evening, Lamula. Good evening, Tom. Thank you very much for carving mantra on the stone. So hopefully that will spread the message of compassion throughout the world. Good evening, Helen. Good evening, Romasi. Good evening, Julia. Good evening, Suzette. Good evening, Olivia. Good evening, Bodhisattva Patrick. Good evening, Joanna. Good evening, Venerable Tendon. Who is this? Somebody behind you? What's her name? Oh, Karen and David. Yeah. Are you in Florida? Oh, yeah.
Hi. No, I'm up here at Karen and David's.
Oh, okay. Good evening, Jill. Good evening, Susie. Good evening, Govina. Good evening, Michael or Geshe. Good evening, Children Alexander, 2-in-1. Good evening, Laura. Good evening, Mary. Good evening, Panditji, Pati. Good evening, Julie. Good evening, Javi, Rosa, and Meta, 2-in-1. So then anybody watching on YouTube, so good evening, welcome back to the class. So any questions from reading the materials? Thomas, is there any questions?
Geshe, no one is, no.
Oh, yeah. So that means continuously read materials. So, Samala, can you tell the name of the text that we are studying?
The name of the text is The Essence of the Vast and Profound. The scattered notes arranged from a detailed commentary given by the pervasive Lord Vajradhara, Pabonka Balsangpo, combining Je Tsongkhapa's concise treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment and the second Panchen Lama's swift path titled The Essence of the Vast and Profound.
Oh, that's close to half mile. The title is close to half mile. Half a mile. So remember where we stopped?
Yes, we were in the section on the greatness of the author, and you were explaining the type of dharma that we need, that we have to have. It has to have the soul.
That's also important. So see, Lamrim teaching is designed to help those who seek at least liberation or freedom from samsara. For oneself and for for all mother sentient beings, which is like ultimate liberation, refers to Buddhahood, enlightened state, enlightenment. Therefore, it's very important, if your goal is to seeking liberation, it's quite important to make sure that your interest is not being wasted. Make sure that you don't invest, make sure you don't put a lot of effort into something that does not lead you to all the way to liberations. So therefore, it's very important to find authentic teachings. And how you define authentic teaching based on Lamrim? First of all, the teaching needs to be taught by a Buddha. I mean, historical Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, historical Buddha. So 2,500 years ago, who came to India, who was born in India, Sanjay Sungpaje. Pado Cholo Soji, Se Shungmaji, Pendite Chubetela Papas. And in the middle, so Pandit, they analyze the teaching, make sure there's not any mistaken message within the teaching. So the Pandita is Pandit, or that have responsibility to like analyze the teachings. So then at the end, so then the practitioner or yogi or yoginis put into practice and that produce some realizations. So that kind of teaching is considered as authentic, okay, authentic for the second knowledge. It's not like somebody just made it up a few days ago. It's not like that. Because why? Because your interest and your karmic relationship, mainly your interest to make sure that interest has not been wasted. So, okay. So that's why it's very important. Now, tukur tangbo tarwe kapsu jagarja penchita tsu tuktoji yanta yime tsube tena papa so jazz. So long time ago, like in a long time ago, probably at least like close to probably 2,400 years. I'm not exactly, but like that range. So when like the teaching of Kala Chakra happens, long time ago. So then Pandit, they are not sure whether the Kala Chakra teaching is authentic or not authentic. So they did a lot of, analysis. So similar like that, every teaching they're taught by Buddha needs to be analyzed. You can take the teachings out of mere faith. You need to analyze them because it's about your ultimate goal. Therefore, it's very important to analyze, make sure the teaching is authentic, okay? Similarly, long time ago, the Pandit, they analyzed Kala Chakra teachings. Nye jang ngar sage ning sumji olu menga tisu shujang. Lama himself received the oral transmissions, initiations from Lama, from Sakya traditions, Gelek tradition, Nyingma traditions. He himself received a lot of oral transmission and initiations. Shujangsa. And he figured it out, Lama himself figured it out that Lamrim is the best. Lamrim is the best teaching. So if you read Lamrim, sometimes called brief Lamrim, or sometimes called it's like song experience, composed by Lama Tsongkhapa. So if you read that Lamrim, so then kind of explain the quality of Lamrim teaching itself. Okay. Lodru Tome Nile Rimjido, Lejus, Lodru Tome Nile Rimjido is coming from such as Nagarjuna, Arya Asanga, Arya Nagarjunas. Leju Chanjunam Jirumani. That Lamrim teaching will fulfill all our wishes. Therefore, this Lamrim teaching is considered as one of the best, almost like king of teachings, almost like king of the teaching, even though there's so many has been taught, 84,000 scriptures taught by Shakyamuni Buddha, but Lamrim considered as the king among those teachings, best. What that means is like the best teachings. I'm just quoting Song of Experience. It contains essence of all the 84,000 teachings that taught by Shakyamuni Buddha. It's like almost like oceans of teachings in Lamrim itself, because it contains all the teachings that taught by Shakyamuni Buddha. So then he also explained the four college of the Lamrim teaching itself right after that. Teaching Jabe Kebe Jiwonis. Therefore, all the scholar or pundits from India to Tibet, they all embrace Lamrim teaching. They all embrace Lamrim teachings. So therefore, there will be nobody who is not pleased by Lamrim teachings. That's what I said. Sungra Kunji Ningbo Dudu was, it contained all the essence of all the 84,000 teachings taught by Buddha. Therefore, reading even one time is like you receive equal benefit of reading this 84,000 scripture taught by Buddha. Because why? It contains all the essence. So the Turin to the Nyembeja, Tamjucho, the Tibet, Labjan Dubang tendencies. So need to keep that in your mind. Meditating on Lamrim is equivalent of meditating on entire Buddha's teachings. Same benefit. Same benefit. So the Turin to the Nyembeja, Tamjucho, the Labjan Dubang, Tene Digilio, so then it can start. The Lamrim, Lamrim start the Lamrim teachings or start with Guru devotions. So then after the precious human life. So I just want to share that with you. So that's why Lama said that he find out, even though he received many oral transmissions, initiations from different lamas, from the different sects, Kajut, Geluk, Nyingma, but he find out that Lamrim is the best in those. If you teach Lamrim, it directly benefit people's mind. Directly benefit people's mind. It kind of resonate the people in people's life. Dichena lonely simple appears. Almost the dambe pabju the yongshi chewali simple appears. So like giving oral transmission, like oral transmission initiations become like kind of like how is yeah, probably you receive some blessing, but like it doesn't benefit to your mind much as Lamrim teaching. That's what Lama says. Simply like those. First of all, like how is the Abhishika, that's initiations. It's kind of, like without having any knowledge about Lamrim, but receiving initiations. First of all, you are not going to understand very clearly what's happening, because the initiations based on 4 classical Tantra, Kriya Tantra, Charya Tantra, Yoga Tantra, highest Yoga Tantra. So within the highest Yoga Tantra, there's 2 stages, generating stage and accomplished stages. So without having any knowledge, so then, it's kind of all from the visualization to all the way to Vajradhara state, it's kind of complicated. It's not, it's kind of not easy to understand. Till today, Choshen so Chamiruas. So Lama said one should not be biased towards any sect or any religions. So Lamrim is the path of all the enlightened being in the past and the present, the future. They all went through that path, which is referred to Lamrim teachings. The Lamrim is the only path they, like went through. Shijins, Dubale. So now Lama is quoting one of the Panchapatimita Sutras. Jawa Nyangi, Jawa Deta Machu, Tadashu, they're like, past Buddha, the present Buddha, the future Buddha, Kunla Parochimba, Dini Shima, and Panchaparamita or Lamrim is the one, only one path, Lama code. Lamrim dini George na Jerumuji so, Jerumuji Sazo Zabami. But Lamrim was not invented by Lama Atisha or Lama Tsongkhapa, it was taught by Shakyamuni Buddha. Tambasandi Niji Sumba Res, Dekhaye Shenaza. Why is taught by Shakyamuni Buddha? Tembe Suraji Chodo Chuba Shishing Dois. The best form of Buddha's teaching is Panchaparamita Sutra is the best form of Buddha's teachings. And the main subject, direct subject is like emptiness, after wisdom realizing emptiness. So then underlying subject, then all the method side of the teaching, bodhicitta, compassions, 6 perfections, all of that, Tembe Suraji Chodo Chuba Shedo is tell a mude samo direct subject or direct subject means subject that's kind of like very clear in the word. That's wisdom realizing emptiness. So then it's like the method side of teaching is kind of like explained like indirectly. Sometimes you saw profound path refers to wisdom realizing emptiness. So then the method side of the teaching refers to first 5 perfections, together with bodhicitta, then great compassion, mahakaruna, all of that is the method side of teachings. Di gongde shinto nye kawe shinta chimbo luto tome niji shinta sochewa zes. So the subject of the Panchaparamita Sutra is like needs to be studied. It's not going to be easily understood. So it needs to be spend some time and read and think, needs to study. So therefore, Nagarjuna and Arya Asanga, Nagarjuna was born, I think, 400 years after Buddha's parinirvana. Nagarjuna. Then Arya Asanga was born after 900 years, I believe. So, so those 2 scholars, so then really elaborated on the profound path based on Madhyaminga Avatara systems. So they really elaborated that subject after Buddha's passed away. It's like, I'm not sure, this is like special term called Shingda Sonje. Shingda is like chariot. So what happens, like if there's no road or no path, when the chariot goes, so they kind of open the path. Similarly, after when Buddha went to parinirvana, after that, Buddhism was greatly deteriorated in India. So then Nagarjuna, and after 400 years, Nagarjuna, then 900 years, Arya Asanga, Nagarjuna mainly kind of opened the path of Mayana to do middle way, systems. Then Nagarjuna wrote so many books on this middle way approach made of emptiness. So then Arya Asanga elaborate on mind-only school systems called Chitra Matra. So then these 2 are considered as like the main contributor of the Mahayana teachings. Okay, Shingda Sonje, the Shingda Sonje. So there's like a chariot. They're called like, because it's like opening new, whole new like chapter on Mahayana teachings. Okay. The Shingda Tani Kangdo Lambda, but Tishi Shenda Shia Lamde Kudlon. Tome Lamne, Tome Tedarja, Tome Lamne Deva di pone zai. Lamdo juba, lamigo, jazumba, lam chimbo, demushi, yona tamjin. If the path is wide and if the path, the chair is open, is wide, so then many people can go. Similar here, that path refers to Mahayana teachings divided into, not divided, but there are like two sides. Mind-only school, so then Madhya school, there are two of them. Nagarjuna greatly contributed to the Madhya systems. Arya Asanga greatly contributed to mind-only school. So, okay. Lamjambo Jabeji, Kidu Tamjan Dovale, Shento Drasame. So, because the kindness of these two masters, Arya Asanga and Arya Nagarjuna, so therefore, so then a lot of books have been written about, that main subject of the Panchaparamita Sutra, which is like wisdom realizing emptiness and all the method side of the teachings. So therefore, then, people like us now, we can read, we can study. All the credit go to them. Without Arya Asanga and Nagarjuna, probably now it's almost impossible to have any books on Mahayana teachings, because Mahayana teaching was greatly deteriorated. Theravada teachings did okay, but Mahayana teaching greatly deteriorated, especially within the Mahayana teachings. Tantrayana teachings very much deteriorated, very much deteriorated. There's few reasons behind that. So all the credit go to Arya Asanga and Arya Nagarjuna, all the credit goes. So we now able to read Lamrim, study Lamrim, all the credit go to, ultimately go to Shakyamuni Buddha. So then, go to Nagarjuna, Arya Asanga, then of course, Lama Atisha, Lama Tsongkhapa, so then all of that, then author, Poponga Rinpoche. Today, Sochewa Yoba Migache, Tembe Tuxi Chamjaya Nis. So, hard disciple of Shakyamuni Buddha is like Maitreya Buddha and like Manjushri. These two are the hard disciple of Shakyamuni Buddha. So then, Nagarjuna received a lot of teaching from Manjushri. So then, Arya Asanga managed to see Maitreya Buddha. So then we went there, I believe, went to the Tushita realms. So the realm that we live is called desire realms. Within the desire realm, there's like 6 different types of celestial realms. So then the Tushita realm is located into the number 4, first the Jajen Rishi, Sunchasa Tabda Ganden. So Tushita realm, so we are karmically connected to that realms, because that realm is not in the form realm, not in the formless realm, it is in the desire realm, the realm where we live. There are 6 different types of celestial realm. So Tushita is located in the number 4, there where the Tushita is located. So now there's no Maitreya Buddha, Lama Tsongkhapa in form of, like celestial being, Lama Atisha also form of celestial beings, and Lama Marpa also form of celestial beings. So all of them, there. So then traditionally when you practice, this Gandhyal Hajama, we just recite. So you are supposed to visualize that pure land. So create the karma to be born there, and also like reflecting on the Ganden or Tushita realms, thinking about the Tushita realms itself. Create the cause to be born there, and continue to receive teaching from all those great masters, Lama Atisha, Lama Tsongkhapa, Marba, Lama Marba, all of that. And not just that, also that thinking about the Tushita realms, thinking about Tushita realms also is like great power practice. It's going to be great power practice. So that realm, there are every single sound in that realms is Dharma. Every single sound that made by bird, sound that made by water, sound that made by trees, every single sound in that realm is Dharma. So then there's like that land is filled with fragrant. So there's no thorn there, there's no thorn. No. So you remember like, did you watch Avatar? You see that environment they created. I very much, I'm not sure I like the movie, but I very much like that environment, flowers just floating there, so then like that, so like, so in there, there's like the Maitreya Buddha residence is located there. So not very far from there. So there is a place called Yiga Chunzin. That's where Maitreya Buddha teach Dharma. So you like, is a part of the Gandhi practice, you just visualize a Tushita realm, you just visualize that, trying to imagine that you are there, and try to imagine that you're hearing the teachings. When you see the bird chirping, bird chirping is not just sound, and you are hearing the teaching, not just that, and you are understanding the meaning of their teachings. Yeah, so there's like lakes, beautiful lakes, beautiful pond. Yeah, so that's, you're supposed to visualize that create the cause to be born there, and then through the visualization, then you can make it real as possible. It's almost like you can smell the fragrance that generated by flowers, the trees in their Tushita realms. Okay, so that's part of the Gandhi practice. Not here, but it's part of the Gandhi practice. It says create the cause to be born in Tushita realms. And not just that, there's also this visualization practice is going to be the best form of power practice. Power means, power means like transcending your consciousness into the higher realms. Like that. When people die, they do power practice. But I just mentioned, it's not part of here, but I just mentioned there. So anyway, so the Arya Nagarjuna received a lot of teaching directly from Manjushri. So then Arya Asanga managed to see the Maitreya Buddha in this very lifetime, then went to the Tushita realms for one morning, equivalent of 50 years of human life. It's not here, but some other text. It's not here, some other text. So the one morning of Tushita realms, the 50 years of human life. So now Arya Asanga went there. So then brought this, 5 set of teachings that taught by Maitreya Buddha. So then Arya Asanga is the one who brought it to our world. So then now, monastery, we study those 5 texts that are composed by Maitreya Buddha. So then ultimately credit go to Arya Asanga. Arya Asanga. Probably meditate in the cave 12 years. and finally managed to see Mature Buddha, like I think 12 years, even there's no even one, any, that's why he felt there's no any sign of Mature Buddha present, but that's wrong, but that's how Arya Asanga felt, but actually that's mistaken. There are many signs that Arya Asanga missed. But right from the beginning, when he decided to go to meditate into this cave to probably to see Mature Buddha, so Mature Buddha was there, but his karma is too heavy. He's not able to see Mature Buddha, even though Mature Buddha was there. So then, like many things happened after that, so got discouraged, left, a few times, left, kind of giving up, then left, then went back again. A few times, like one time he's coming out, looking above his cave there where he's meditating. It turns out on the cave there's one dove, one pigeon is living there. Every morning goes out, every evening come back. So there's a side of the rock, it's kind of like curved, feather by feather, pigeon's feather. Then Arya Asanga thought, oh, the pigeon's feather can curve the rock. Maybe I should put more effort. Went back into the meditations, nothing happened, nothing came out. So then met one old lady like holding a big piece of metal and with one cloth and just rubbing on that metal. I asked, what are you doing? She said, I'm going to turn this into a needle. So I thought, what kind of determination or this big piece of, when you are going to turn this big piece of metal, just rubbing through soft cloth, and the idea is to turn that into a needle. So that kind of motivated, then went back. Then eventually, it happened 3 times. Then eventually, probably, the karma is purified. So then Mature Buddha, managed to see Mature Buddha. Arya Asanga was the brother of the Vasubandhu. Their mother is ex-nun. The mother used to be nun. So she decided to disrobe, then produce a child, contribute to Dharma. That's exactly what happened. Not just contributed, greatly contributed for Mahayana teachings. Arya Asanga and Vasubandhu is the one who wrote Treasury of Knowledge, Abhidharma Kosha. So Arya Asanga wrote also many texts. They are brothers. Their mom used to be nun. So anyway, just a brief history. So then Arya Asanga received many teachings from Mature Buddha. So Mengala Teneji, Samulamji Rimba Sochi, Lamrim, Umar so took. So then there's 6 books that composed by Nagarjuna. So then there talks about the teachings, not that. Chudimji, Tejiji, Temba Tuji, Chudim de la Papa, Chudim Papa, Tometa, Indian Amitus. See. Tamse Mo Save. Chudimji, Tejo, Tamse Mo Save. Tamse is like Brahman. Nowadays you call Brahman. That means they are like vegetarian, pure vegetarians. They are still in India. There's you call clan, not clan, like race or race. Brahman, now still you see clan, there are people in India called Brahman, they are pure vegetarians. So Arya Asanga and Vasubandhu, their mother used to be Brahman. Chudimji, so Tejinji, Temba Peve, Tujebe, Tujede, Chudine Pave, Tome. So then here, this story I just said, mentioned here. So give up the vows, used to be nun, give up the vows, got married, produced 2 sons, whole motivations to contribute to Buddha Dharma. Tomiji Chabadu, Gadidon, like Chagrichim. In the churches, they all here, also explain here too. Tommy, so it's kind of explaining how the teaching has been transmitted to one life to other life. So, so this, I think there's too many stories are probably no need, so you can read. It's not that difficult to understand. Tata chibu drinki lamrang zeba chiba miba teba chimbi chibi lamdu drinki lende deje lapsun so teba tembe chundiki tumo da samba pusu sopo temba da semje da jeso jesu. And so now Lama is talking of all the teachings all the books that have been written. Okay, so now this all you can read. So probably it's just so that's why I request you to read before the class. So that if you don't understand anything, then you can write it down, ask questions. But that's the way to finish the text. Otherwise, if I read word by word, these are all what text been composed by what master. So then all of them. It's kind of the history. So, like, I'm not sure who picked this text. Huh?
What, the full text, Geshe?
Yeah, who picked this text to study?
Tukila requested it and I agreed, but if you think it's not appropriate, we can always change, Geshe.
No, it is appropriate, but so this lot of the page is now all about histories. So
Yeah.
nothing much to explain. So you can read. So so now how much time left? How much time?
We have about 35 minutes left, Geshe.
Okay, jump to the third day. So this all the second day is mostly about history. So you can read. So if you read, so then don't understand, write down the questions. So the next Wednesday class, I will more than happy to explain. Okay. So now the third day, you see the third day?
Yes.
Geshe Shivalas, Master Shanti there was quoting Master Shanti, there was teaching public guide to Buddhist way of life. Tinte Tawanye Chunes, Dagi Gigum Machena, Diluva Shemede, Lumba Shemede, Shesum Batam. Rajan Namji, Nye Kat, Leji, some Nyebe, Kadi, then you do much Duba Machena, Teleluba, the Monzaja. So that's why, as I said. You remember in the beginning of the teachings, one of the masters said, if I live few more months, so then I'm going to work for my next life. If I live few more years, so then I'm going to work for my ultimate goal, which could be liberations or could be enlightenment. So basically, this message, Tende tawanye chune dagi gego machina dililu basheme dilamu basheme those. So first we talk about virtuous deed. Virtuous deed. When you talk about deed, there's only three things. Deed, verbal, physical, mental. There's no more, no less. There's three. That's what we call three draw. Awesome. Every positive word that comes from your mouth is positive deed. That include all the prayer, sutras, because all the prayer is these are called gentle word, because it has gentle meaning. That's what's called gentle word. Every gentle word that comes from your mouth, that's positive deed. That's called virtuous deed. Or you could call virtue. Of course, the deed is karma. The second moment is tuning into tendency, the positive tendencies. Then it goes on to the consciousness, which is there, like how you say, primordially. How you say, Julie? How you say?
Primordially.
Primordial consciousness.
Primordial conscious, yes.
Yeah, that is there. Since the beginning of time till now, it's going to be there. It's not going anywhere. It's there. Primordial consciousness. New sims. Energy that primarily consciousness rides on, this is the subtlest body. Gross, subtle, very subtle body. That's the very subtle body refers to energy that primarily consciousness ride on. So that become the direct cause of illusory body. Understand? Primordial mind become the direct cause for omniscient mind. So primordial mind. So that every tendency, that every action that we create, second moment, it turns into tendency. The tendency goes on to this primordial consciousness. Therefore, it's never going to be west. It's going to be on there. So first, because what Lama Master or Lama Shanti they were saying, because having this precious human life, unfortunately, first of all, there's a lot of obstacles just to recognize that your life is precious. So much obstacles, it's just to recognize that your life is precious. So much obstacles. So much doubt. Zero faith. Even those lamas repeatedly said again and again, but we still don't get it. We still don't get it. So what I should do in order to this understand, or need to read and need to think about that again and again. So then eventually then you'll be aware that your life is precious. at least you'll be aware your life is precious. So then you kind of like, as you see it's kind of precious, then you kind of like don't want to waste it. You don't want to waste it. You don't want to waste this because it's precious. Why we waste this? Because we don't see any preciousness in this life. We don't see any preciousness in this life. There's no preciousness. So much obstacle, full of doubt. Not having any faith in ourselves. If you don't see as a precious, then more like you're going to probably waste. When you start to see this is very precious, more like you are not going to see, so you are not going to waste it. You are going to use it. You're going to use it. You're going to use it in the full potentials. Oh, that's why Lama. Oh, Shantideva was saying, Master Shantideva was saying, Tende Tawanya Junis, Dagi Gegom Machinas. If I don't say something nice, it's just waste. It's just waste. So at least I should try every word that comes out of my mouth. At least I should try most of them, positive. Otherwise, this life is just, precious life is just waste. I should think something positive. I should think something positive based on reciting mantra, reciting sutra, reciting Lamrim teaching. At least every day, I should think something positive. So that means exactly you are taking the essence out of this life. You are taking, you're trying to get the most out of this life, which is considered as a precious. Now, eventually, now you realize that the very life that you have, now you realize is precious. Now you're managed to generate awareness, this life is precious. So now you're using it in its full potentials to rely on gentle word, gentle meaning. That's called a virtuous deed, okay? Gyagong. What is virtue? Virtue refers to deed. What is a deed? Deed is like physical, verbal, mental. What is a verbal deed? Every word that comes out of your mouth. If it's negative, it's negative deed. If it's positive, there's positive deed. Physically doing things that benefits some other beings, there's positive deed. If it harms some other beings, there's negative deed. Every thought that pops up is something negative, is negative deed. If it's positive, it's positive deed. So it's all boils down on mindset. Even just eating lunch or taking break or doing this, doing that, you have to think. Without you don't do anything without thinking. So thinking is the main things. First we think, then we do. Action is produced by thought. Now, then you think something, then you stand up, then you move, then you do things, you say things, so these are all mainly the mind, mind. So we all have one, we all have precious human life, we all have mind, we all possess Buddha natures. So we need to understand, okay? If you don't do anything positive, so that's what it exactly means. It doesn't mean you need to sit down 24 hours on your meditation cushions. If you don't do any positive, if you don't do anything, if like no positives comes out of these three drawers, so then that's like great lost. Having a precious human life. So then there's great loss because no positives coming from these three drawers. Everything that's coming from these three drawers, all negative. So then that's exactly how you waste precious human life. Okay? This is Sidi Chashaki on the Masonwa, Nimbo Chaba de Lombarchas. Sidi Chashak on the Masonwa, so Siddhi, Chasha, these life activities. Of course, if you are ordained, so then kind of like automatically minimize these life activities. If you are family members, if you are like household, of course that you have things to take care of. So, Tzidi Chasha on the Mazu, Nimbo Chaba de Lumber Chas. Nimbo Chaba de Lumber Chas. So, anyway, this, as I said, so there's some once a while you find this term, Dichilexo, this life, Chi, next life, Lexo, goodness. And you wonder, like, some case it sounds like that. Sometimes it sounds like that you should not do anything that's related to this life. And the other hand, then you talk about goodness of this life and goodness of next life. So you wonder, So, Siddhi Chashak on the Mazuma. Probably it's not good if you just focus on this life, only this life. Because there is next life. It's not like, if you think about next life, then there'll be next life. If you don't think about next life, there'll be no next life. It's not like that. There is next life. The life goes on whether you think about not or whether you think or not think, life goes on. It's not like, life doesn't go on if you don't think. Not like that. So having this precious human life, not just take care of this life, take care of many more in the future. Many more in the future. Or there's something you can do. It's actually like not just taking care of this life, you are thinking about many more life in the next life. So that's what I see like, Tsidi Chashak on the Mazu, Nimbo Chebaji Lumbar Chas. So that's why then that kind of motivations, then you say, I'm going to listen to these Lamrim teachings because I want to take care, not just this life, many more life in the future. So that includes my enlightenment. Yeah, I want to become enlightened. I want to be liberated. It's all included there. So at least having this precious human life, we need to start the process of liberation or enlightenment. We need to start. We can't just focus solely on this life. And we all know this life is about 100 years, then after that, finish. It's not about whether you think or not, it is the fact. It's the fact. It's nothing to do with the Lamrim teaching, that's the fact. So, do something that benefits this life, makes you, that kind of shapes this life, make you less stressed, more relaxed, more happy. Just imagine, just having a realizations, knowing that your life's precious, how much joy that it gives to you. Just that. Very first, second topic in Lamrim after the Guru devotion, precious human life. Just think about that. It's not that hard to understand. If you manage to, in this life, if you manage to generate the realization of precious human life, just knowing that seriously, understanding, deeper understanding that your life is precious, how much joy they give you to you. So then this is the start. That is the start. That's the first step. That's the start. That is the way to opening the door to your liberation, your future enlightenment. That's how you open. Then for you, it's very precious. You don't want to waste. You don't want to waste. You don't want to waste. You don't want to be negative. You don't want to be negative. You don't want to be pessimistic. You want to be optimistic. Optimistic. You want to be optimistic. You know, deep down, you know, you are carrying the seed of your future enlightenment. You are carrying the seed in your consciousness, primarily consciousness. In that consciousness, you are carrying the seed, what is called Buddha nature. You are carrying that. Just being aware of that. Something very holy sitting on your primarily consciousness. Something very holy sitting in your primary consciousness. Oh. See, your future, the seed of your future enlightenment sitting there. So then slowly you are going to think to how to fertilize that. You are thinking how to fertilize that. You know, nurture that seed. It's very important that we all need to understand something very holy is sitting into our primary consciousness. It's like a piece of diamond covered by dirty cloth or some cloth or under the dirt. Diamond is there. You need to discover. So it's very important. You know? So that's the how to open the path, how to walk, how to start the path. That's exactly how to start. To make sure that put some effort. Remind yourself that your life is precious. Don't just overcloud by all this doubt. Remind yourself, Lama Tsongkhapa said, Lama Atisha said, Shakyamuni Buddha said, repeatedly said many times, that life that you have is precious. Why we are not getting it? Because we don't think, we don't contemplate what they say. And we contemplate, oh, I'm not good, I'm this, I'm that, you know, I'm not worth it, my life is no meaning, blah, 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 goes on and on and on. And you repeat it all the time. We never repeat, oh, my life is precious. Shakyamuni Buddha said, Lama Atisha said, Lama Tsongkhapa said, in Lamrim teaching many times, and said, okay, maybe this life, at least start to wonder. You know, we even don't wonder. You know, start to wonder, is that really true? It's very true. You can accomplish anything in this life. You can accomplish anything. You know, it's not like you're told by in the university, oh, you can do anything. That here in anything that includes your future enlightenment, your future liberations, is far more than just focus on this life. So very important. Okay. Am I meditating on Lamrim? Yes. If you are thinking about, if you are reminding yourself that your life is precious, you are meditating on Lamrim. The very second topic of Lamrim teaching, you are meditating on that. Or you could say, I'm meditating on Lamrim. If you are thinking about your life is precious, not to waste, you are meditating on Lamrim. Even though you are not sitting on your questions, you are meditating. So that's the first thing. Why we waste? Because we don't recognize this is precious. We don't believe this is precious. But we don't mind to waste this because we don't think this is precious. We think what we believe is that, oh, this is no meaning. Oh, this is not worth it, you know. There's no meaning. That's what we believe. We don't believe this is precious. That's why we waste. If you recognize this is precious, more like you are not going to waste. Why we are wasting this? Because we don't we are not aware this is precious. Oh. So, why is it precious? You can help this life, you can help many more lives in the future. You can that include your own future enlightenment. And remember that you are carrying the seed for your own future enlightenment in your primary consciousness. Something very holy is sitting there. You need to discover. You need to discover. If you deny that, you are not going to go anywhere. It's not going to lead anywhere. You know, something holy. Of course, when you go do Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga practice, in the very end, you're trying to dissolve Lama Tsongkhapa. That's why we said this 3 steps at the very end. In the very end, you're trying to dissolve the Lama Tsongkhapa into your heart. Oh. Then whatever you eat, then you are thinking, offering to that holy, very holy inside your heart. You're offering to that. Oh. This is what you're trying to dissolve something very holy into your consciousness. If you don't know that, but it's already something holy is already there. Something holy is already there. You don't know how to do that, but it's something Buddha nature. Buddha nature. Buddha nature. We need to connect with our primordial consciousness. We need to connect with that. That is the Buddha nature. That is the diamond. That is the pure. That's pure. It has no histories. Called Nyuksem. That's everything began from that. Everything began from that. Everything dissolved back to that. Everything manifested from there. Everything dissolved back to that. Nothing left. Everything will dissolve there. So that one goes to next life. Okay, so thank you very much. Now probably the class finished. So next time, please read. If you have books, so please read. Read much as you can. Read. So we now stop in the day number 3. If you have time to read, so okay, then write down. If you don't understand anything, write down that. So then please meditate on precious human life. Precious human, why is precious? Meditate on precious human life. While you're walking in the wood, think about precious human life. While you're eating, while you're drinking, while you're cleaning your house, or while you're driving, while you're dealing with other people, think about precious human life, precious human life. Eventually, you will manage to generate realization of precious human life. What that means, then you will remember day and night, your life is precious. Day and night. How that help? Oh, that realization help you to not to waste it, not to waste this life. So then you're trying to put some effort. Every word you come from your mouth, so that you wish to be positive. Every thought that pops up in your brain, positive. Every physical action that you do, you hope it will be positive. Okay, so we do that. So you try, we try. That's all we can do. Okay. So then next life, not next life, next. Next Wednesday, then we'll see again. Okay, next Wednesday we'll see again.
Maybe next life, Geshe. Next week, maybe next life.
Next life in Tushita realms. All pray. Next Tushita realms, in front of Lama Tsongkhapa, receiving Lamrim teachings. Okay. Yeah, so thank you very much. And all of you have a wonderful evening. And anybody watching on YouTube, and have a wonderful evening. See you next Wednesday, okay? Oh. So then Lamula will do the dedications.
Start with the general dedication prayers. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, I too dedicate all these merits in the best way that I may follow their perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by the victorious ones thus gone of the 3 times, so I might perform good works. I dedicate whatever virtues I have ever collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of perfect pure Losang Drapa to shine forever. Now the short long life prayers. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good, all-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age, the one who has great patience, who received the name Avatare, the one with great precision, who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void, Lama ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. You uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers, honoring the 3 jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please live long. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-objectifying compassion. Manjushri, master of stainless wisdom. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snow. Losang Drapa, at your feet I make requests. Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha. 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 Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha.
Oh yeah, everyone, good night and see you Sunday or Wednesday, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, Jill, good night. Good night.
Good night.
Children, good night. Children, good night.
Good night, Geshe.
Good night, Kesala.
Oh yeah.